Hello, I'm Andy Temte, and welcome to the Saturday Morning Muse. Start your weekend with me by exploring topics that span leadership, business management, education, and other musings designed to support your journey of personal and professional continuous improvement. Here we go. My purpose in life and in business is to teach, coach, mentor, and hopefully do a little inspiring along the way. To support my purpose, I'm a content creator. Books, music, podcast recordings, motivational snippets, and this muse are examples of the media through which I pour my creative heart and soul. Sometimes the words and music flow freely, and sometimes my creative process borders on the painful. There are times when directly confronting the pain of creativity does yield positive results, and there are others when such a confrontation is absolutely futile. The consistent truth to the creative process is that the only way there is through. There are typically no shortcuts, no workarounds, just a winding, circuitous route to a successful outcome. By the way, if you're still clinging to the hope that life is full of straight lines and that A yields B yields C with no loopbacks, it's time to let go and embrace the messiness that is creativity. Yes, you can and should adopt a continuous improvement mindset that will reduce the waste that litters the path along the road to the creation of original content. But to imagine that it can be eliminated is itself wasted effort. To cut straight to the point today is that the skill of patience is woefully underrated and underappreciated. Knowing when to push forward and when to let a project or idea sit is an incredibly important skill for content creators and for business leaders. Patience is key. Sometimes some things just need to sit. Here's a case in point. About 6 months ago, I had a spark of inspiration while bouncing along on my subcompact tractor, mowing down grass and dyeing wildflowers as we prepared our property for the onset of the western Wisconsin winter. The melody line and chorus of a new song, along with a lyrical theme, formed in my mind. As the afternoon progressed, I hummed, I sang, and I refined these threads over the din of the whirring mower blades and the roar of the diesel engine. When I'd had enough, I jumped off the tractor, ran into the house, and scribbled down what I'd accomplished. In the moment, I thought that I really had something and that I'd experienced one of those rare moments of inspiration where everything just falls into place. I thought that I'd be able to get into the studio and crank out a new tune in very short order. But after dinner and a shower, I revisited what I'd scribbled down to find that while the idea had merit, I was nowhere near having enough of the pieces in place to yield a great result in the short term. So, instead of moving forward and forcing the creative process, I decided to let my idea sit. For me, I've learned that if I let an idea sit, and then it comes back to me unforced and without prodding during a bike ride, mowing session, or an airplane ride, those are my main sources of creativity-enabling white noise, then the idea has merit and I should pursue it. If the idea vanishes into the proverbial wind, then it was never meant to be. This song just had to sit. As I let it sit, the song did indeed resurface, unaided on numerous occasions. I would periodically pull out the scribblings I'd done the day it came to me, make a tweak here or there, and decide that its time had not yet come. As the winter progressed, I noticed that my feelings about the song had begun to change. Initial optimism that a fully formed song could be derived from my scribblings began to turn to self-doubt. With each successive interaction with my scribblings, the voice in the back of my mind was getting louder and louder. Andy, you're not going to be able to turn this into anything. You should just give up. You stink at songwriting anyway. My purposeful patience with the songwriting process was beginning to spill over into procrastination. So, fast forward to earlier this week. The melody line of the song, it crept back into my working memory once again, and I knew I had to make a decision. The voices of insecurity and doubt were starting to drown out my optimism. I knew from experience that I was on the brink of losing this particular song idea to the scrap heap of procrastination. I knew that the only way there was now indeed through. So I locked myself in my recording studio and got to work, testing, iterating, failing, learning, and bam, I broke through. Now, I'm proud to report that although there are still many steps to work through before my new song sees the light of day, I'm far enough along to know that it will indeed be something that should be released. So, what are today's lessons? Number 1, did this song need to sit? Did I need to be patient? Looking back, the answer is a resounding yes. Should it have taken 6 months to get to this point in the process? Did I let self-doubt and insecurity get the best of me? Also, a resounding yes. I've learned another hard lesson that I still have work to do on balancing the need for patience in the creative process with wrestling the demons of insecurity and self-doubt that are my own personal drivers of procrastination. My question for you today is, what are your drivers of procrastination? Lesson 2 is translating my story into a business context. If you're a leader who wants to promote creativity and innovation in your organization, it's important to understand the difference between pushing too hard for short-term results, the need to exercise patience and allow ideas to sit, and enabling the drivers of procrastination. It's easy to push too hard for results from the creative process, to be impatient. The result is usually a hurried, substandard outcome. It's also easy to enable procrastination by not effectively coaching and mentoring your people to build confidence in themselves and their ability to engage with the creative process. The irony is that pushing your people too hard to be innovative and creative can actually exacerbate their natural feelings of doubt and insecurity, the very thing that you should be coaching and mentoring them to work through. Have a great weekend. Be sure to do something for you today.